and welcome to Moms on a Mission. Today's show is going to be super fun because we get to eat. I have my friends Geordan and Nace from Down Chow Down. They have started this company to really help us save money and to really prepare for the future. We don't know what they're putting in our meat. We don't know how long it will be available. I don't know if y'all saw the recent Tyson Foods article, but Tyson Foods is now going to be selling crickets. So they, in their wisdom and probably God's wisdom, started this company, freeze-dried meat. So all you have to do is put water on it and it looks just like you pulled it out of the refrigerator. So without any further ado, I welcome to Moms on a Mission, Geordan and Nace from Down Chow Down.
Well, thank you for having us. So we did just spend a little bit of time cooking the burgers. So I don't know if you can show your burger there yet.
Yes.
And then we have just the sample of the meat. That way we can just taste it by itself. And the thing that's really special about these burgers is that the whole cow is involved in the ground up beef. And so we specialize in freeze drying raw ground beef. And so it's grass fed, grass finished. So we're going to get time to try that today.
Yes.
And so you can see the difference. Like, can you tell that it's freeze dried?
Yeah. And in full disclosure, I've not had lunch yet. So I'm absolutely starving. And when we set this up, I was trying to get as close to noon as possible. And it is 2:48. So a little late here, but I wanted to ask you a quick question. What does that mean? Finish grass? You said grass fed and grass finished.
So normally people will finish it out with a grain or a corn to add, a lot of fat and a lot of flavor to it. But this is grass-fed, grass-finished. So this is going to be a lot healthier for you.
Yeah. Well, can we try it?
Yes.
Okay. So are we all going to try this? We should try this one first.
Yes. So this is just salt and pepper.
Wow. Yep. That's really good. I think the next time we should do a little test, like meat from the grocery store, like a taste test.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think that'd be cool?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good.
And so if you've had grass fed, it's a really lean meat, but it's got a lot of flavor. It's really good.
You're telling me outside though that the difference between hamburger meat from the store, even Whole Foods, things like that, that hamburger meat versus this is made from very steak cuts of the cow.
Yeah. So all the prime steaks, so the filet, the ribeyes, the tomahawks, the New York strips, all those steaks are actually ground up in this meat. So you get the best cuts of meat in your actual your ground beef. So, yeah. So it's a better cut and it's not injected. No. So a lot of times, when you cook a burger and then it shrinks down to a little bitty guy, it's because they actually inject the meat with water. That way you're paying for more weight because you pay per pound. And so a lot of times you'll see your burger patty really shrink up.
I've seen that.
Yeah, because it has a lot of water in it. So
really, from a cost standpoint, this is really amazing that you get a true steak burger.
Yeah.
And they're not adding water. You're not adding, obviously, you add the water to have it come back to life. And I want you to know that I saw this happen. And it is really like the coolest science experiment ever. Because when you think about it, you can save that. How long does this last?
It lasts for up to 15 years.
So
raw. Yeah.
So 15 years, we can leave this in our pantry and this tastes amazing. First of all, I want to take a bite of the burger. So let's do it. I'm so hungry. This is amazing. And unfortunately, I won't come to your house to cook your burger, but they came to my studio today and made this burger for me. And I'm super excited. That is so good. I asked Nace, how did he not have to cook the burgers, but he was working. He was doing other stuff. Yeah, really hard. I want to know how you eat these and not get the food in your beards.
Well, it's been a lot of practice. I've had beards for a long time.
How long? I thought it was maybe a COVID thing.
No, it's been 5 years.
Yeah, I've had a beard ever since pretty much I've had kids. My oldest kid is 13 now. So,
So who grew it first?
I think he was able to grow a beard before I was.
8th grade.
Oh my
Yeah.
I mean, but who grew it out? Because it's very long.
I think the very first time we grew them out, it was No Shave November, and I think you had a birthday party and we went snowboarding or something. And so all of our wives were not happy because we had never had a beard at that time.
Yeah,
but
and then they kind of just stuck from there.
They realized this is not going anywhere. It's a battle I'm not going to win.
Yeah.
So, is there any like issue with the fact that his is long? Like, how do you decide how long you want your beard?
That's just kind of preference. Like he's got long hair. So.
Oh, right. So it kind of
it's
goes
just,
with it.
Yeah. And so I don't keep mine as long as he keeps his.
I noticed his is kind of glistening and yours looks a little bit more natural as well.
Yeah. He probably put some oil on
Product. Okay.
Just for the show.
Right. It's like glistening for the listeners. Wow. Well, do people probably comment on that? Yeah.
He has a very thick beard. He's like, we're my grandpa's Scottish, and so I think he got a lot of that Scottish blood or something.
Yeah.
It's cold in Scotland.
Whatever. You started this company a bit ago, and what is the whole reason why you started it?
Well, that crazy thing that happened a couple of years ago with the pandemic. Everybody was unsure of what to do, so we were stocking up on stuff that you put in your freezer, noodles and all kinds of stuff like that.
Rice.
We really didn't know what to do. And so this was kind of a journey on just preparing for our families. I remember I got kicked out of a couple of stores one time because someone told me I had to wear a mask. And just because they told me I had to, I didn't want to.
Oh,
yeah. And so
I understand that.
And so I got kicked out of a store from like a 15-year-old telling me that I had to wear a mask. And so that was really strange to me. And then they did the whole thing where they had like a meat rationing to where you could only buy like 1 pound of ground beef. I was like, oh, well, this is crazy. So I'm going to start making other plans for my family. And so this was a journey of us trying to figure out a way of, okay, well, how do we make sure that we have basically food freedom, from the supply chain? Because a lot of times, especially during that time, we couldn't even get toilet paper.
Oh, that's right.
So toilet paper was like a crazy thing. So it's like, well, how much more important is meat and water and the essentials? And so this was a journey of us. We started doing greenhouses, the type that you grow like tomatoes and stuff, and not the other type. And then we started freeze drying our own meats.
And before that, so in 2020, we bought a lot of meat. But I think it was like 3 cows. And so what happened was after a year, you get freezer burn, or you're throwing away your meat if you don't use it. And so we decided okay, we have all this meat. It's probably, I don't know, $3,000 or $4,000 worth of meat. And then we said, we have to preserve this longer. How do we do it? And so we bought some freeze dryers and started doing this stuff during 2020 after a lot of our meat that was in the freezer went bad.
Yeah.
So,
well, and then you had those big like blackouts in Texas where like for weeks at a time that they were without power. And the thing about meat in a freezer or a fridge, you have about 4 hours in your fridge before bacteria starts to grow. You have about 3 days, I believe, in your freezer if it's full and you don't open the lid before your meat starts going bad. So a lot of people have a lot invested, but if you don't have a way to keep it long-term cold, then you have a different problem. And so we started looking and researching for a way for us to still have raw meat, still have raw food that we can cook and prepare when we need it. And it's not going to be, because pretty much all the food we bought went to waste.
Wow.
So that was kind of a journey for us to do that.
So I can see the need for this for folks who just want to be prepared for long term, but I personally like it for an everyday use simply because I'm on the fly and I'm coming home, and I made my son some tacos, and it was so easy because when you're defrosting the meat, that takes an exorbitant amount of time. You're cooking it half the time. So some of it's cooked, some of it's not. It's just a pain. And this, I just put in some water and let it sit. And how long was it? About 10 minutes?
Yep. It's just 10 minutes.
Yeah. I didn't think it was that long. And then it was just cool. It's a different concept. So I was telling my family about it, and my son was like, we're going to eat what? And so it's just like the first time. And then they see, like, we touched it when, let's see, can we show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to tear it open, we can kind of show what that looks like.
Okay. Actually, I just messed that up. So it was like well, they both said it looked kind of like styrofoam. And we put it in the water, and it was just conceptually, it was a little different than what we had seen, but it looked exactly. So it comes in this package like this. And how much is this? How much?
So that is a pound, and it has a moisture absorbent packet, and it has an oxygen packet in there. So
can you all see that? Let's see. There we go.
So just like that, you can put that in your pantry, in a shoebox underneath your bed for the zombie apocalypse. But it'll last just like that for 15 years raw in that state. And all you have to do is to bring it back to life is add water to it.
So it's great for the future, but I find it super convenient now. First of all, grass-fed, grass-finished, and it's steak meat. We're eating a steak on a bun. That's pretty awesome. And when you think about it, if you go through a drive-through, you go to even the awful McDonald's and things like that, the things that we just don't know what's in the meat. You go through, I mean, you're going to spend, once you get your fries and your drink and a meal, you're going to definitely spend more than just a few dollars. So it's $8. Is that right?
On this, it's about $8 a burger.
Yeah, $8 a burger. So you're getting a steak burger. You could not go to any restaurant and you couldn't even buy steak and make a steak burger for that kind of price.
Right.
Yeah. So I like the convenience factor of it. If you're running late and you're like, oh, what are we going to have for dinner tonight? And you didn't put meat in the refrigerator, that you can whip it up pretty quickly. I had the tacos done very, very quickly because the meat was ready in 10 minutes.
Right. And someone told me the other day when they were cooking it for tacos that one thing they liked about it is they didn't have to spend a lot of time straining out all the grease because it's so lean already that you're not actually, it's easier already. It's faster, but it's easier on the cleanup as well because you don't have that grease that you're pouring out because it's grass-fed, grass-finished. Yeah.
Does it have a percentage, like 90, 10,
it's
85?
Really low. It's like 95.5. Yeah.
So you can even find that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can.
Yeah, you can't find that in the store. I don't think. I haven't seen it. It's really
95.5.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So where do you get the cattle for this? What type of farm are you working with?
Yeah. So during this whole journey of us doing this, we ended up running into a farmer that was really struggling. I say a rancher, and he was struggling. He had lost over $50,000 in cattle because of what was happening in our economy at that time. And we told him, hey, this is what we're doing. I want to help you out. So we started buying some cattle from him. And then he was like, hey, tell me about the business that you're starting. I want to be a part of it. So we teamed up together. So he's actually here from Oklahoma as well with us. And so he's just an hour or two away from us. And so we're able to do this and really help his company as well. And so we're starting to team up with other farmers and other ranchers are doing things organic, naturally. So like as far as like even chicken eggs and stuff like that, we're starting to team up with some people that need an outlet to sell stuff. And so we're trying to bring that outlet for people. And I think one of our biggest things is, the Bible says that my people perish for lack of knowledge, right? And so we don't know what we don't know. I believe that we're like one generation away from losing some of the things that really helped our nation last through hard winters and stuff like that. We're like a Nintendo game away from losing that,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So do you think eating crickets can allow you to survive?
Wow.
During the hard times?
I had a lizard, and that's what I fed him. And
Yeah.
I mean, I was fond to feed them to him, but I don't want to eat them. They kind of smell weird. But I think for us, we want to provide people with options. So we don't want to like sit here and be like, hey, in the next 15 years, we don't want to scare people into buying this product. We don't want to do that. We don't want to sell out of fear, but we want to give people options. And if they have knowledge and options. So, I mean, one of the last things we want people to do, especially people around us, is like, there's going to be a scenario at some point, if you believe the Bible, that things will get worse. And you can't buy, sell, or trade without some type of mark. Well, I don't know what that looks like, but some type of mark. And if your kids are starving, what would a parent be willing to do for their children? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but if we start preparing now, and then this gives them an option not to have to bend the knee, not to have to compromise, right? And it's a steak burger. It's like the best you can get. So whether you want to make steak burger, a taco, or whatever it is, it's raw. You get to cook it how you want. We want people to start utilizing this as their everyday meat that they're using. Whatever you're buying from the store, first of all, we already know Tyson already made a big deal where they're going to start putting bug protein in their stuff.
Tyson Cricket Foods.
Right.
The saying.
Tyson Crickets.
An hour and a half from here.
Right. So there's that. There's all kinds of other companies that we don't know what's going on. I would like to encourage all of you guys. During the pandemic, there was lots of billionaires that were made. There's a lot of people making money. How many, just search, how many meat factories burned down? How many egg factories burned down? Well, there's a reason. Why is Bill Gates buying up all the farmland? Why is Warren Buffett buying up all the farmland? Why are these people involved? There's a reason why. I'm going to let you guys find out that. You guys go search. You guys go dig. This is what I'm doing for my family. And I'm trying to bring options for other people's families. Because number one, I know what's in it. I know that it's healthy. It tastes good, and it's going to last a long time. So if we can take back the control of our food supply, we take back the control of our health as well. I think those are important for our families. Is one, just control, knowing what food is going to our families, right? And then also, we get to vote with our dollars what companies we support. Let's stop financing these big companies to keep furthering their evil plans. Because that's all we're doing is we're just giving our money to these people. And I think our country is crippled by convenience. We've been so trained and motivated to live a life of convenience that we don't know how to preserve foods any longer ourselves. Well, I think it's time that we start taking some of that back. And I think with this meat that you can.
I love that. I love this whole concept, and it is really, really good. I want to know how your kids, when you first introduced this idea to them and you said, hey, what's for dinner? Yes, this is what's for dinner. I want to know what their response was, because conceptually it's different. And so we tend to just gravitate towards the comfortable, the regular, our normal routine. So I was just curious how they responded to that.
I think they thought it was super cool. They saw us do it from the beginning. So they always see dad like invent stuff or make stuff. That's what we do. We manufacture stuff. We've been doing that forever. And so when they saw us do this, they thought it was really cool. And then they wanted to freeze fry candy.
Oh, they're like, hey, we need meat, and we also need the other food group, which is sugar. So
I definitely need candy 15 years from now.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh my. Well, so speak to that. So this obviously isn't the only thing you do. You have a manufacturing company.
Yeah.
And you also, I learned this today, you manufacture grills.
Yeah.
American Grill.
Yeah. It looks like the American flag, which is a different company, but that's kind of what we do is we make products for either for us or for other people. We've been doing that for a long time.
So this is just another thing that you're making.
It's a different company for a different purpose.
Yeah.
Yes,
which I think is important to know just from a credibility standpoint, that you have solved a lot of problems before you've solved this problem, and successfully so. And now you're successfully solving this problem.
Yeah. And the unique thing is that usually when there's a problem, you're always looking for a solution, like I would like a first solution so that it makes my life easier. Well, sometimes when we don't find it, we just decide to make the solution ourselves. And so what happens is then people around us are like, I want that. I want that. And we're like, well, maybe we should start making it for other people too. And so most of our products, or most of the things that we've solved, were just problems that we needed to solve for ourselves. Just so happens other people want them as well. And so we're like, that's really where a lot of our businesses have came from, is just solving an issue, solving a problem for us.
What has the reception been like with Down Chow Down?
When we talk about a food lasting a long time, during the pandemic, you saw all those food companies completely run out of stock. And then after they got them, I heard firsthand from a lot of people saying, I spent $9,000 on food that I was scared into buying. But then when I got it, not only was it heavy, but it's all empty calories. It's just carbs, starches, and sugars. There's hardly any meat in any of that. So it's stuff that they're like, I wouldn't eat that unless I have to survive. Like, I won't die if I eat it, but I wouldn't I'm going to take that out of the pantry tonight and let's make that for the family. And so when they saw our different alternative, they're like, this is something that I could just start making part of our regular diet for our ground beef. And I said, yeah, that, it's cheap enough to do that. But also, like you said, a lot of times we'll buy meat and we'll put it in the fridge, and then life happens, soccer games happen, basketball games,
everybody wants to go out to eat, and you're like, but wait, I just defrosted this. Right. And then they're wanting to be brave and try it 5 days, 7 days, 8 days later. And I'm like, nope, not doing that.
Yeah. And so you end up losing that initial investment. And so not only are we going to sell packets just for people just to get and to gather or whatever, but we're going to also do subscription plans too. That way people can start saving money. And then also, maybe like, hey, I want to start building up some type of food security for my family, not out of fear, but just I'm going to eat it anyways.
Right.
I always eat it. So if I have a little bit on stock, then
you can just eat some of it. And if you feel like you're getting too much or whatever, because it's good for so long, 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not going to be a bad investment. You're going to eat it anyways. So then that'll allow people to kind of get on a plan. When people are kind of bad at saving money, they kind of need to do like an automatic draft out of their paycheck. That way they don't know that it's missing. But this is going to be the same thing where they're just automatically saving up food storage and food security for the family.
So you can say, I'd like to get 3-pound bags once a month or what have you.
Yeah.
And how does the portion work out? Is it just one size that you order, or is it 1, 2, and 3 pounds?
Yeah. So it starts off in servings.
Oh, servings. Okay.
So a pound would be 4 servings.
Okay.
And so I think we start off at 12 servings is the first package.
Okay.
Yeah. And so one of the really cool things about this is that for any preppers out there, they're like, I have a to-go bag or like a bug out box or something, you can take 24 pounds of meat, right? Freeze dry, and it goes down to about 6 pounds. So when you talk about like a bug out bag or box, you can put 24 pounds of meat in a backpack and not even fill it.
Wow.
You can probably sprint full blast, not even fill
it. Right. Well, you could.
But that's 96 servings. So that would last you 96 days just for one person.
That's wild.
I think that's huge.
That is huge. Yeah. Well, and also I think I am going to have some just to have on hand. So I can make tacos in 10 minutes or what have you, or make a burger really fast, because that is a real issue. If you're going out to eat, we just have 3 in our house. So sometimes we're eating out or what have you, or just eating leftovers, and it just sits there and we don't eat it up. And it's just a wasteful.
Right.
And it's not as good. It's this 95.5. What on earth? I've never even heard of that. So from a health standpoint, and you're getting grass-fed, grass-finished, and it's all steak cuts. That's just unheard of.
Yeah, you're looking out for your family. You're supporting local. You're supporting the small farmers, the small ranchers. I think it's important for us to keep those people in business, because we're going to want them to be in business
because they have ownership. Right now, anyway, they have ownership of what's going in their cattle.
Right.
And honestly, it says organic at the store if you're to buy organic meat, or if you're not, do we even really know what's been injected in the cattle?
I do know there's a lot of loopholes there, and I would encourage people to go find that for themselves. It's going to take you down a trail that you can't come back from. But I know that there are certain restrictions here in the States versus overseas. So like Whole Foods, they can bring in stuff that says organic, but they don't actually inspect that. They don't actually mandate it or like follow up and check all the certifications or check how they're growing their products, whether it's vegetables or meat and stuff like that. So they're held to a different standard than we are. Okay. So there's a lot of loopholes. I know that from the ranchers that in order to have an organic calf, you can buy a vaccinated mom, right? And all that she has to do is give birth to that calf on 1 acre of certified organic land. That doesn't make sense to me, but those are the things that you end up finding out when you start looking into the meat processing.
So just because it says organic doesn't necessarily mean it is.
Yeah,
completely.
Whenever people were getting all excited about eggs, and they're like, "Oh, well, these are cage-free." Well, what did that look like? They were in a building. They just weren't in a cage. They were just in a bigger cage, So, or they're like free range. Well, that looks different than you think. organic free range, organic cage free. So, but now it's like, it's pasture raised. It's what it's supposed to be because they're out in the pasture, you know,
Marketing.
like they're just.
No, but I mean, these words
Yeah,
they
yeah.
use to market and justify you paying more for your eggs because people don't know what that means, but the words sound really cool.
Yeah, because a lot of people are interested in putting healthy stuff in their bodies and into their families, and they're willing to pay for it. And unfortunately, a lot of times it's just words, and we're paying more for the words. It's not actually a better product.
Yeah. Well, I love this Grid Down Chow Down. I love the concept. And I think it's fun just to do if you have some teenagers or some kids. I think it's fun. Really, you can talk about this whole process scientifically, how this works and how it's lighter weight. So especially if folks are homeschooling and doing home education, I think that's kind of fun. But even if you're not, we always want to be learning. And so I think kids, I know my teenager thought it was pretty cool. At first he was like, you're going to feed me what? But we haven't really done that with any other food before. So this is the first time that we were introduced to this whole processing method. So anyway, well, how can folks find you? How can they get a hold of you and purchase some Grid Down Chow Down?
Well, you're going to put a link at the bottom of this in the description. That way people can go to the link. When you click on the link, you're going to support her channel and you're going to get a discount.
That's right. Yeah. So it's 5%. So mission is our code. And so how long does it take once they order? Is it just like normal processing? Like,
yeah, it's just a couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's all over the United States.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
So, and then do you have a website where they can go to and learn more about this?
Yeah. It's called GridDownChowDown.com.
Okay. So you can go there. In fact, I'm going to go there really quick and I want to show you. All right. So GridDownChowDown.com. And so we've got 12 servings, 24 servings, 36, 48, and 96. And so they just type in the quantity, add to the cart.
And then,
And then check out.
Yep. And then you'll want to put in the coupon code. You want to put in the mission.
Okay. Right here. Mission.
Yeah.
We'll type in mission and then we'll check out. And you said you're going to have the subscription opportunity coming down the pipe.
Yeah. So that is coming really soon.
Okay. That's awesome.
So if you're on the website, you can actually, let's go back. I'll show you. They can actually go to the bottom right here.
Okay.
And they can actually sign up. So when we launch it, then you'll be the first ones to know.
That's great. And how can they email you? Because I know you told me some folks were emailing you some types of things they did with their meat with like an Asian kind of deal.
So there should be. So some people will go on social media.
Okay. So Facebook, Instagram, and that would be under Grid Down Chow Down.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you can also go to contact.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
you can reach out to us that way as well.
And do you ever see pictures of food that people make? Have they sent that yet?
Yeah, they've been sending stuff. You know, we thought that initially people were going to use it just for long-term storage, but a lot of people are seeing the same thing that you're seeing, is that for convenience, I can get it out in 10 minutes. I'm ready to go.
And we actually have a lady, she's in Florida, and so she's buying this to make meals for her dog because she doesn't like what's going in her dog food. So it's kind of, everything makes sense when you're like, oh, I never thought of that before, but it makes sense.
It's a very special dog that's getting.
Yeah, let's get it steak. I'm like, most kids don't get steak burgers, but hey, you know how people feel about their dogs. I mean, sometimes they love their dogs almost more than their kids, I think. So, but so we can go to the website and order it. And then it's $8 per burger, which is really a great price for what you're getting. And if you wanted just to stock up and store up, you're getting steak burgers down the road when nobody else has access to something like that.
I think it'd be a really good last meal for a zombie apocalypse.
Oh my gosh. I think so too. So GridDownChowDown.com, type in the code mission, and you'll be supporting really your family more than anything, because you're going to be giving them really healthy food and in a timely manner. If you didn't, maybe you prepare and you eat the things you put in the fridge, but if you were running late or what have you, you could have it quickly. And it's just super healthy, very good tasting food. And unfortunately, Jordan won't be making this for you, but you'll be able to make it yourself. So, and honestly, he put salt and pepper on this. It was so amazing. I was watching him make it and he said, I just want you to taste the burger, just salt and pepper. And it was amazing. And when we made the tacos at home, my son loved them. I'm going to post that on social media so you can see his response to the tacos from the Grid Down Chow Down bag. So it's just, I know it's conceptually a little different. And I think folks, you just need to order 3 pounds or how many servings was it again? The initial one? 12 servings. Yeah. So just order the 12 servings, check it out and see what you think. And you could even do a taste test with your family and do this secretly maybe and hide it and then make 2 burgers and let them try both and see what they think. But it's so lean and so healthy for you. I mean, that it's just outstanding. Thank you both so much for coming. Thank you for making such a great burger. It was very much worth the wait to eat this.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And y'all, thank you so much for listening. Go to griddownchowdown.com and then email them or email me at moms@momsonamission.net. That's moms@momsonamission.net and share pictures and tell us what you think about it. We really want to know what you think and get some feedback. And then you can check out our website at momsonamission.net. So that's momsonamission.net. And then we'd love for you to follow us on your favorite platform. We prefer Rumble because it's not censored. So just go into the search area and type in Moms on a Mission and then click the follow icon and then like and share as well. Thank you so much for listening and God bless. In light of recent bank volatility and skyrocketing inflation, diversification is a must. That's why I use my good friend Andrew Sorcini at Beverly Hills Precious Metals. Beverly Hills Precious Metals makes it so easy to diversify. I personally ordered some silver and it arrived on my doorstep just a few days later. They make it so easy. And if you're not ready to do that and you just want to ask a few questions, they're there for you too. I personally got some silver and also am rolling over some of my IRA. You can actually roll over your IRA and have it be backed by silver and gold. So if you don't have any extra money to invest in silver and gold, rolling over a 401k or an IRA, or even part of it, if you just want to try it at first, just for a little bit, you can do that as well. So go to bh-pm.com today and ask all your questions. You can connect with somebody. And like I said, you can just get some information at first if you want and pray about it, and then get back with them to roll over part of your IRA or all of it, or order some gold and silver. That's bh-pm.com. and tell them that Moms on a Mission sent you. Hey, everybody. Did you know that recent research from the CDC says that millions of Americans develop parasitic infections and symptoms often go unnoticed or are misdiagnosed? Parasites are actually the cause of many health problems such as anxiety, depression, chronic pain, fatigue, and unexplained digestive issues. We all need a common sense strategy to improve our health. Moms on a Mission encourages you to reach out to our good friend, Dr. Jason Dean. Dr. Dean's Full Moon Protocol provides all natural detoxification and fights inflammation. And the supplements are made with 100% organic ingredients and are proven to kill parasites safely and effectively. I know after I took Full Moon Protocol, I had more energy. To order your Full Moon Protocol today, go to bravetv.store/mission to save $20 off your first order. That's bravetv.store/mission. According to leading sleep experts and sleephealth.org, over 50 million Americans struggle getting a good night's rest. That's why Moms on a Mission loves MyPillow. MyPillow makes amazing pillows, sheets, mattress toppers, robes, towels, literally almost everything you need for a good night's sleep. They also make dog beds for your dogs. So by going to mypillow.com, typing in the code MISSION, you not only receive a high quality product, but you're supporting Moms on a Mission and this podcast. If you like what you're hearing and you agree with it, you believe in it, and you want to support Moms on a Mission, then go to mypillow.com today and order some high quality products and just type in the code MISSION at checkout and you can save up to 66% off. That's mypillow.com, code MISSION.
Since 2014, Organic Body Essentials has offered clean, simple, certified organic skincare. Our organic face-to-feet and federally compliant hemp and pet products are manufactured under USDA and FDA guidelines. Our products are inspired by God using plants He created. In Ezekiel 47:12, it says, "The fruit is for food and the leaves for healing." We believe in the power of God to heal, so we pray over our products and for our customers. Our therapy in a bottle approach has been widely received, and our customers' testimonials continue to inspire us. You can find us at organicbodyessentials.com and obe.organicbodyessentials.com. Please feel welcome to reach out with questions. Use coupon code MISSION at checkout for a discount. Thank you for your support by using Mission at checkout to benefit moms on a mission and their quest to reestablish traditional values in our education system and empowerment for a healthy lifestyle.